Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday so far. And as always, we're here for another episode of Monday Morning with Mo. Good morning. I hope you're having a wonderful morning out there. And I am Attorney Mo DeWitt, in case you haven't joined us before. We're here every Monday morning on Facebook, YouTube, to answer your legal questions every Monday morning at 8 a.m. So that's what we're here, and thanks for joining us. Still a little bit chilly out there, but hopefully it'll warm up in the rest of the day. If you don't already, go ahead and follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well. We're going to be doing some giveaways and some events later in the week, so I think it's Mo DeWitt on Instagram. There's also DeWitt Law Firm 1, and I think it's Mo DeWitt on TikTok too. But we'll have a St. Patty's Day promotion coming up, so make sure you go ahead and like us there. We'll be giving away a lot of stuff, so should be a fun, good time. But anyways, let's get into the legal questions that we have for this week. So as some of you know, but in case you're first time joining us, if you do have a legal question, you can always email us, ask@dewittlaw.com. Or you can give us a call and leave a voicemail anytime during the week. And the voicemail numbers are displayed throughout the show there. It is 407-536-6737. Give that number a call anytime. Leave a voicemail. If you want me to call you back, I'm happy to do so. Just leave your phone number on the voicemail. Of course, we won't play your phone number on the show. But you can leave it there. We'll cut it out from any voicemail that we play. So anyways, let's get right to it here. So first up, sorry, I had to get some water to get started there. First up, we have Curtis. Curtis says, "Hey, Mo, I have my motorcycle endorsement on my license, and I have a friend with a motorcycle he's willing to let me ride. Do I need to amend my insurance before I ride it? Or do I need to get health insurance? I don't even own a motorcycle, but I'm thinking of getting one. Problem, my friend will try to sell me this one, so what do I need to do?" All right, Curtis, great question. So first thing is, I don't know what kind of insurance or car insurance you currently have, but you're going to want to give the car insurance company a call, let them know what you're planning on doing, and making sure that you have coverage. Now, Florida is probably one of the worst states for motorcycle riders when it comes to insurance, and the reason for that is because in Florida, there's absolutely no requirement that anyone on the road have bodily injury coverage. So what that means is if someone hits you and hurts you, they don't have to have coverage, insurance coverage, to cover the injuries that they caused. Where this gets even worse for motorcyclists is that the PIP coverage. So we've talked about PIP coverage before. PIP, or no-fault coverage in Florida, is up to those $10,000 in benefits that you get whether you're at fault or not, that you can go see a doctor with that $10,000 in coverage. Now, why it gets worse for motorcyclists is motorcyclists don't have PIP coverage. There's no mandatory requirement for PIP coverage. And in fact, the statute says any vehicles with less than 4 wheels don't get PIP coverage. Excuse me. So that's why, I always recommend that to make sure that you have uninsured motorist coverage that's going to cover you if you're in an accident on your motorcycle. It's one of the most important things, especially if you're riding a motorcycle. Make sure you have uninsured motorist coverage because, like I said, the laws in Florida, in my opinion, are probably some of the worst laws in the nation to protect bikers. So definitely check that out. Give your insurance company a call. Like I said, tell them what you're doing. Make sure you have coverage. And I would definitely recommend adding that uninsured motorist coverage and make sure that it's going to cover you if you're on a motorcycle. Because a lot of times if there's a vehicle that's not covered, they may or may not cover you. Have a conversation with your insurance agent to make sure you get the proper coverage on that. So great question. I appreciate it as always. And I do have actually a motorcycle book if you guys want some more information on motorcycle coverage. You can pick up a free copy at shop.justcallmo.com. We came out with that, I think, last year. There's also an e-version somewhere on our website, but you can always just get actual hard copy on shop.justcallmo.com, and we'll ship it to you absolutely free. So let's see what we got next up here. Next up, we got James. James says, My sister just busted her ass at the mall at Millennia. If she goes to the hospital, who would be responsible for the bills? All right. Get a little hydration there. Well, so gonna need a little more information here, but typically, if you're in a slip and fall accident and you go to the hospital, up front, typically you're going to be responsible for the bills, or you're going to run those through your health insurance. If you don't have health insurance and you work with an attorney, the attorney can probably get you in with a doctor or a medical provider that will see you on what we call an LOP, a letter of protection. And so what that LOP does is basically allows you to be seen by the doctor without out-of-pocket payment. You don't have to come out of pocket to pay them. And basically the doctor gets paid out of any settlement or judgment that you may receive against the at-fault party. So in those cases, typically the attorney is going to be evaluating the case to see whether they think it's going to be a viable claim or not going forward. But in this kind of case, up front, you are probably going to be responsible for the bills. Now, if you're seriously injured, obviously you want to get checked out. You want to make sure you get that documented. But if you don't have health insurance, sometimes obviously that can be tough. So yeah, there's no provision in Florida for slip and falls where you have any sort of coverage, like on the no fault coverage with car accidents, where you can go to get checked out, and you don't have to pay out of pocket. With slip and fall accidents, that can be somewhat problematic for people who don't have health insurance. But if you believe that Mall of Millennia or one of the stores there may have been at fault, give an attorney a call. They may be able to get you in with a doctor who will see you on that letter of protection, that LOP. That way you can get the medical treatment or your sister rather can get the medical treatment that she needs. So thank you for the question, James. If you guys have questions just like James, shoot us an email, askask@dewittlaw.com. That's where all these questions come from. So we certainly appreciate it. And, we're here to try to help you guys. So askask@dewittlaw.com. Or leave a voicemail, 407-536-6737. You can actually also text that line, too, if you don't feel like leaving a voicemail. No one really likes leaving voicemails for some reason. It's always emails or texts. But, whatever you guys want. We're here to answer the questions however we can. So, next up here we have Monica. Monica says, "Hello, I'm emailing you to find out if I can file for divorce in Florida or in Ohio. I moved to Florida 8 years ago. My husband lives in Ohio now, and I don't know how to file. He's been gone for 6 months, and he told me he wants spousal support. We have 6 children, and he's done almost nothing since he's been gone. He took all of his belongings. He told me he doesn't want the children or anything else in the house. I don't know what to do. If someone can just let me know how to move forward or any recommendations, I would appreciate it." All right, so I hate to keep saying this, but again, I don't have full information here. So my question to Monica would be, where's the last place you guys lived together as husband and wife? Is really what this boils down to. If you last lived together as husband and wife in Ohio, then typically Ohio is going to be the proper place to file for divorce. If it was Florida, then Florida would be the proper place to file for divorce. It doesn't matter if he's been gone from Florida for more than 6 months. As long as one of the parties has lived in Florida for 6 months, Florida would have jurisdiction. However, usually the proper place to file for the divorce is the last place that you and your husband live together as husband and wife. So sometimes we get cases where, like here, one party will file for Florida, one party will file in Ohio, and the court will basically look at which is the proper jurisdiction. And again, they usually say it's wherever they last lived together as husband and wife. Now, that can get a little more complicated when, let's say, both parties previously lived in Georgia, wife moves to Florida, then husband moves to Ohio. So then you have really Georgia would be the last place they lived together as husband and wife, but Georgia wouldn't have jurisdiction anymore because no one's lived there for a while. So then the question becomes, does Florida or Ohio have jurisdiction? In those cases, sometimes it can just be a coin toss, maybe who filed first, which one's a more convenient forum. There's no real tiebreaker there. So hopefully that helps, Monica. If you have more specific questions, give me a call. Always happy to give you a few minutes of my time and talk to you there, see if we can help you figure that out. Or shoot us a follow-up question. We've had people do that too. You just email to the same address, askask@dewittlaw.com, and we'll get you taken care of there. So as always, I do appreciate the question. I downed some water this morning. All right. So last but not least, we have Mike here. So Mike says, I have a family friend of a family. I'll just say family friend. I am a family friend of a family. Okay, that makes a little more sense. I am a family friend of a family whose husband lost their job. The wife is a stay-at-home mom. He was out of work for about a year. I started staying at the house, helping with the groceries, kids, and cooking to help them out while he was looking for work. The husband obtained a job in New York in January, leaving the wife and kids in Florida. Although I have residency in East Orlando, I've been staying with the family, continuing to give assistance. They are now looking at filing for a divorce. The question I have is, will my staying there impact if the wife gets alimony? Thank you in advance for your time with this matter. All right. So I think what you're asking is basically, will your financial support hurt the wife's chances of getting alimony? And, while no attorney can ever guarantee a result or anything like that, typically, in my opinion, it wouldn't really impact the wife's ability to get alimony. You're staying there on a temporary basis. That was not the standard of living during the marriage. The husband and wife most likely did not have roommates during the marriage or anything like that. Someone living there to help out with the bills, with groceries, things like that. So if the arrangement is truly how you say it is, I don't think it has any bearing on the alimony claim, given that's a temporary situation. However, if you were cohabitating together and you're in a relationship together and you're offering support that way, that could be a different story. Because the Florida statute does have a provision where if you're cohabitating together, where basically you're living as husband and wife, and I know this lady's still married, but let's say after the divorce, you're living as husband and wife, but you just don't get married to basically allow that party to collect alimony, the alimony can be terminated because you're cohabiting. And so the analysis goes further than just, hey, do two people live in the same household or same residence? It has to be a financially supportive relationship, which here you basically state that you're offering some financial support. So if it's a romantic relationship where you're offering financial support, living together more as of a couple, that could absolutely impact the alimony, actually prevent that person from getting alimony going forward after the divorce is finalized. So if it's as you say it is, Mike, if it's just you're a nice guy helping out, living with the family, providing some groceries, helping with the bills, and it's just a temporary situation, no big deal. You should be good to go. It shouldn't impact the wife at all because, again, it wasn't part of the standard of living during the marriage, and it's a temporary arrangement. So most judges, in my opinion, will look at that and say, hey, Mike's just here helping out temporarily. That's not going to impact the wife's alimony long term. However, if it's something more than that, then you could have a problem. You probably want to call me or have the wife call me, and we can walk her through the process on that as to what her rights and responsibilities would be and how that could potentially impact her claim. Because if you are cohabitating in a financially supportive relationship, it could terminate her alimony or prevent her from getting alimony. So as always, I appreciate all the questions. I hope everybody out there has a wonderful Monday. Stay tuned next week. Around St. Paddy's Day, we should have some giveaways for you guys. So until then, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful week. Stay safe out there. But if you do need me, give me a call anytime. 866-CALL-MO. That is what we're here for. So take care, everybody. Have a great Monday.